The Nikki Clarke Show, transforming lives one story at a time. If you would like to be a guest or become a part of our live studio audience or even to become a sponsor, just go to www.NikkiClarkeNetwork.com.
All right, welcome back. And sitting beside me is NATASHA Bridgmohan, who is the president and CEO of the BridgGroup of companies. Please welcome her to the show.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome, you're welcome. It's great having you here. And we met in the springtime in Mississauga at a great networking event. Mutual friend Anita Sacheski. So shout out to Anita for connecting us. So tell me a little bit about what you do. And becoming president and CEO of such a prestigious company didn't happen overnight. You know, there's no such thing as an overnight success. So can you tell me a little bit about your background that led you there?
Absolutely. I'm very excited to be here. The BridgGroup of companies, it's the home of all of your financial needs. And as the president, what we have is an umbrella of wonderful organizations that offers some great services such as mortgages, investments, to real estate, to credit, to property management, development, and construction. And as the leader and founder of this organization, we were able to basically provide educational services and resources to Canadians, primarily Ontarians, and of course, if I may say, investors all over the world. I started off a very, very long time ago, about 15 years ago, I'm going to say my age, but I started off when I was 21 years old, and I worked my way from there. I started off as a mortgage agent and then to a mortgage broker, and then I got into real estate and so forth, and you know, we have a public investment fund that we manage, so a lot of different things that we do. It's a great, you know, company to, you know, surround yourself with if you need any services such as credit advice, investment, and it's a great honor to do what I do. I do it every day, meet some wonderful people, and our way of communication is transparency and education, and the way by doing that is great customer service and education.
Okay, education is key.
Education is key. It's very, very important. You'll be very, very surprised how many Canadians need that education to move forward and, you know, making those right decisions in terms of home ownership, investment, credit advice, you know, even getting, you know, a mortgage.
Yeah. You know, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, like I come from a teaching background, and it's amazing to me how there's still kind of an evolvement in terms of integrating finance education into the school system. I think it's really important that children learn how to use credit properly from a very early age.
You know, that's a great comment. I agree with that 101%. And as a advocate for credit education in this country, I'm actually aligning myself with the educators. We're working closely with the Toronto District School Board and York Region and so forth.
Awesome.
And one of our courses that we offer through our credit company is Intro to Credit 101. I'm really, really pressing in terms of educating, you know, the XY generation. You know, it's known, you know, as the millennial generation. What is happening is, you know, our students are coming, you know, out from high school and they're going into post-secondary and they're leaving with tremendous debt. And, you know, and they're suffering with bad credit or no credit or even absence of credit. And, you know, to become, you know, a homeowner or simply getting a car loan has become very, very difficult because they don't understand the importance of building credit. So this Intro to Credit 101 not only helps young people, but it also helps immigrants, first-time home buyers, and even individuals who are, you know, new to the country, as I mentioned. And it's a really great way to really open, you know, that dialogue. And I absolutely, Nikki, I agree. I mean, we have to do, as leaders in the credit and investment and real estate and mortgage industry, do it our best to facilitate, you know, this generation, you know, to empower them to continue to learn and understand the importance of building credit in this country.
Absolutely. What are some steps then to growing wealth? I mean, it's a broad kind of question, but what can you first do? I mean, I guess realize this is what you want, acknowledge it, but then what are the baby steps that you can take to make that happen?
You know, that's a great question. The first most important thing is, I think, you know, a lot of people think, you know, in order to invest, you have to have a lot of money. And that's not true.
No?
You can start off with little or no money. As mentioned, you know, it's all about education. And, you know, when in doubt, spit it out. Ask the right questions. Surround yourself by, you know, great educators and professionals. First thing I would say is, you know, connect with a really great financial advisor. That's the first thing that you need to do.
Like yourself.
Yeah, and once, well, I'm not a financial advisor, I'm a financial expert. We do a lot, we invest with investors and so forth. But absolutely, as a wealth manager, I will be able to educate and provide you with some key questions and answers that you need to ask yourself. A couple things that you need to do. Once you identify, put yourself with an expert, whether it be a financial advisor, wealth manager like myself, identify first and foremost the age that you want to retire and your goals in terms of retirement, and work backwards in terms of how much you need at that point to retire. Identify where you're going to get investment funds to invest, and how to start. You can start a little, if you don't have enough funds, you use cash flow. You know, if you don't have savings, you start off with cash flow. And you know, there's a lot of myths that we need to, educate potential investors. You know, a lot of us feel that there's money there that we have that's off limits. You know, there's a lot of self-administered investments like TFSAs and RSPs, and those are things that you can have access to make really, really great returns. Our investment products offer anywhere between 7 to 10% fixed investments on really, really low-risk investments. When you're comparing to the stock market, which can be very, very volatile sometimes too as well. So there's great opportunity. Again, it's getting yourself comfortable face to face with a professional and asking those key questions that's important to you. And that's what we're able to do, is open up the dialogue, give that investor, a very comfortable environment, getting to understand their story of where they want to be in terms of achieving their financial goal, and then guiding them to financial freedom. And by doing that and giving them the education, eventually they'll start investing with confidence, and that's very, very important to us.
Okay. Does savings help you to become wealthy, or is it investing aggressively?
I would say a little bit of both. And again, it all depends of your appetite in terms of risk, in terms of growth, in terms of potential and age and timeline. There's so many key factors that can definitely play a role in success and failure. But savings is always a good thing. We have an 80-20 rule in our family. We put away 20% of our paycheck. And that goes into our investment fund. And then there's compounding. Compounding is a very, very powerful tool. The interest gets compounded towards your investment, and then your ROI grows a lot better. So absolutely, I agree. Savings is definitely something to look at too as well in terms of growing your investment.
Okay. When you're advising, or you're passing on your expertise to couples, who tends to be the most financially savvy? Is it the man or the woman in the household?
I would say it's always evolving. It all depends across the table, the type of, individual. If it's a blue-collar person or white-collar person, the synergy between their relationship, sometimes the husband may be the one, making the decision-making in the home, calling the shots when it comes to financing. Sometimes it's a woman. Sometimes it's a joint, arrangement between husband and wife, or neither. They have a professional person, they're coming in, and they want to see another professional opinion. It all depends, but in the situation where you're, and the person you're dealing with, the questions they're asking and the answers you're telling them. But as a woman and as a young entrepreneur, I must give credit to the women in our society. We're definitely asking the right questions. We're really stepping up our game in the financial investment industry, and we're taking lead in action. So it depends on which society, which sector, which culture, which environment you're asking that question. But sometimes it can be the woman.
It can be the woman.
It could definitely be the woman.
All right.
Yeah.
So tell us again some of the services that you offer in your...
We offer credit services, so individuals who need advice in terms of, dealing with financial management, maybe debt issues, building the credit, absence of credit, financial planning in terms of budget planning and so forth. We also offer great mortgage services. I have an amazing team. Rates have just dropped, as your previous guest just mentioned, so this is the best time to get yourself qualified. If you're a first-time home buyer, if you're looking to refinance and consolidate, we have some amazing products. We have over access to 155 different lenders, and of course, investments. We have a mortgage investment corporation. We offer an average of 7 to 10% ROI, an investment fund that's secured against real estate mortgages. You can't go wrong. So it's under an umbrella of investments, and by doing that, you're optimizing your returns by minimizing your risk all at the same time. So it's a really great opportunity to do that too as well. And we also build, develop, construct, and we have a property management company. So a lot of key services that are offered to bring awareness and education to clients and investors, and everything's again under one umbrella. So it makes it really, really easy it's basically like a one-stop shop, if I may say.
It sounds like it. Yeah, an umbrella for everything that you do.
Absolutely, yeah.
Fantastic. Someone who is looking into investment and they're a little bit nervous, they're scared, what would you advise them right now if you want to look into the camera lens and give them some quick advice? If they were to come to you for a little inspiration and expertise, what would you say to get them to be less intimidated about investing?
First and foremost, I would say it's never too late. It doesn't matter how old you are, what mistakes, or how far you've come, or how savvy you are, or how fearful you are of moving forward. It's never too late. And the first thing to do is start with a budget plan, set some goals, short-term and long-term, identify your retirement age, and get on the phone, call an expert, and we're available here. You can definitely reach us on the website, YouTube, Google us, or we have a Twitter account, and you can reach us toll-free at 1-866-553-7467, or you can actually email us through the website too as well, or reach us through our blog or our chat line too as well. So,
okay,
yeah.
Awesome. And I can see why Natasha was voted Young Entrepreneur of 2014 for the City of Vaughan, because incredible expertise. Yeah. So tell us again how we can find you. What's your website?
Website is www.thebridgegroup.com. You can again YouTube us. You can contact us toll free at 1-866-553-7467.
Awesome. Natasha, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.
So we got Natasha.
The Nikki Clarke Show, transforming lives one story at a time. If you would like to be a guest or become a part of our live studio audience, or even to become a sponsor, just go to www.NikkiClarkeNetwork.com.